do you need to be a boy? Freckles in the smile? A stick's a handy thing. Why, you can take care of a black knight. Or maybe a dragon. Of course, with a piece of string and a bit of cork and a hook, you can go into business. Or then again, maybe out of business. And sometimes a boy needs a dream. Whoop, whoop, whoop. A boy needs adventure, the thrill and the challenge. Whoop, whoop, whoop. But most of all, a boy needs love. Billy is lucky. He is loved, as are all of the kids of the Dessie Scott Children's Home of Pine Ridge, Kentucky. Where's that, you ask? Well, if you take the Mountain Parkway southeast out of Lexington, Kentucky, to Pine Ridge, deep in the hills, you'll make your way. It's beautiful country, but it's poor. The majesty of the mountains belie the poverty. The old highway is bumpy, so hold on. There's the post office. As we approach the home, This sign gives you the key to the entire operation. Love. This is Esther Pichet, founder and president of the home. And this is Library Day. And this is Louise Lee Winship, Executive Vice President. They'll both tell you that love is one of the few things in abundance at the home. Along with willing hands and gracious hearts, health and hygiene are continually practiced. The workers come from all over the country to serve the Lord in many capacities, as house parents, nurses, teachers, confidants, handymen, cooks, and what have you. For this, they receive room, board, and $20 a month. As it is written in Ruth 2:12, "The Lord recompense thy work, and a full reward be given thee of the Lord." Part of the reward on earth for this house mother includes a solid jolt in this touch football game. How does a home such as this come to being? Through the use of some old and treasured photos that have been salvaged, we'll try to show you. The people of Little Kentucky in 1933 invited Esther Pichet to come here and provide their children with a missionary school. She later was joined by another worker and her mother, and Esther's own parents. This log shack was the beginning. In January 1934, a woman died, leaving 4 children. Having no other place to go, they lived at the school, now known as the Littles Creek Institute. Soon after that, 2 other children were homeless, and then 3 more. The little school was bulging with its permanent pupils. They had 15 kids before they realized they not only had a school, but also a children's home. The worst catastrophe of all struck the home in October 1940. Fire leveled all 3 buildings in 45 minutes. Nine little girls were lost in the fire, as was the worker who was trapped with them in an upstairs dormitory. The worker was 24 years old, and she had just graduated from missionary college in Nyack, New York. She had come to the home as a worker in September, and she died 1 month later. Her name was Dessie Scott. Somehow, they managed to rebuild this large structure on the old site. When it was dedicated in the fall of 1941, the Institute became known as the Dessie Scott Children's Home. Within 7 months, the home had once again been lost in flame. But with the grace of God, no lives were lost. There was nothing to do but rebuild once again. But this was not easy. As with the first fire, there was no insurance. Money had always been scarce, was not easy to come by, but somehow the Lord saw them through, and the building in the background was built. It wasn't until 1949, however, that the home got electricity. It became increasingly obvious that Little's Creek was a wonderful place for a mission, but grossly inadequate for a children's home. After much house hunting, the home moved to its present location here in Pine Ridge in 1950. This building, which was the old Alvin Drew School, was renamed Everett Hall. It continues to be the headquarters of the home, although it is now almost 100 years old. These pictures made at twilight reflect the twilight condition of the building. In 1951, because of a generous bequest, the home was able to acquire this building across the road from Everett Hall and convert it into a boys' dormitory, Sherlock Hall. A nursery and little girls' dormitory was desperately needed. And in 1958, after many prayers and kind donations, the Mary Helen Cottage was completed. Wilson Hall, the little boys' dormitory and infirmary, was dedicated in August of 1963. The home has come a long way in 30 years. The workers don't have to walk down the railroad tracks after the train to pick up enough coal to last till the next day. But there are few luxuries. Food is a big item, each and every day. Although they are under the jurisdiction of the state of Kentucky, the children receive no state aid. There is no united fund. The home operates entirely on the donation of individuals, churches, and the Christian Children's Fund. However, it is chartered as a non-sectarian home, and as long as there is room, refuses no child. And who could refuse these children? Patty, Sammy, Brenda, Betty, Dennis, Diane, Billy, Terry Lee, Ralph, Dickie Lynn, Oscar, Doug, Benita, Paul, Susie, Gary, and Mickey. Train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. This, from Proverbs, was never more true than today. These are the little ones at their evening devotions. Yes, Jesus loves you. Sunday at Dessie Scott is no different than anywhere else. The dining room becomes the chapel. A head bowed in prayer and a pure heart do not need a great cathedral or grand temple. The fellowship of prayer and the joy of being are evident in these faces. And there may be more melodic choirs, but none with more spirit. These, then, are the youngsters of the Dessie Scott Children's Home. They are no different than any other youngsters. They need the necessities of life to sustain them, plus the love and understanding to make life worth living. At this filming, there were 83 of them, 83 of more than hundreds that have called Dessie Scott's their home. If you would like to help these children in any way, please do. Anything is so gratefully welcomed. Many who cannot give money give of themselves in collecting clothing, food, and other necessities. Some sponsor a child, sort of adopt them by remote control. There are so many ways of helping. If you are interested, please contact the Dessie Scott Children's Home, Pine Ridge, Kentucky. Well, it's time to get you on the road to your home. We hope you enjoyed your visit. Please drive carefully. We love you too.